Alright everyone, welcome. Today we're diving into Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 1 and just look at this cover. Pink-haired kid, cursed hand with teeth biting into his palm, one arm already gone dark and monstrous. Gijakotami is not easing us in.
That hand has a mouth on it. With a tongue. I need a moment.
That, my friend, is Ryamon Sukuna, the king of curses, making his presence known right from the cover. And our boy Yuji Itadori is already half-consumed, staring up with this expression like, yeah, this is fine.
He looks weirdly calm for someone whose hand is literally being eaten by a demon. I respect the vibe honestly.
So here's the author page, Gijakotami, represented by a one-eyed cat doing a little wave. Very on brand for someone who draws cursed spirits for a living.
Wait, the author note says, and I quote, I saw a video of myself laughing hysterically. I was a little taken aback by how demonic I looked. Sir.
And then he just casually goes, I hope you enjoy that type of person's first graphic novel. Like that's a totally normal thing to say.
Gijakotami said, I am the cursed spirit. I always have been. Honestly? Respect.
The credits page. Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 1, Shonen Jump Manga Edition. First published in Japan in 2018, first English printing December 2019. This is the one that started it all.
Rated T+ for older teen, recommended for ages 16 and up. Contains fantasy violence. Fantasy violence. That's doing a lot of heavy lifting as a warning label.
Right? We're talking cursed spirits, dismemberment, and a teenager swallowing a mummified finger. But sure, fantasy violence. And here is our first real manga page, Chapter 1 title page. We're looking at a long, empty school hallway, drawn with incredible detail. Fluorescent lights, lockers, doors, and then right there on the floor a dark splatter of blood.
Oh, that is immediately unsettling. It's so quiet. Like the horror already happened and we just missed it.
Exactly the point. Akutami isn't showing you the monster, he's showing you the aftermath. The chapter is subtitled Ryamon Sukuna, and that name alone hanging over this empty corridor gives me chills.
The art on this hallway is stunning though. Every tile, every shadow. It looks photorealistic almost. And then, blood. Just like that. Welcome to Jujutsu Kaisen.
The Table of Contents. Volume 1 has 7 chapters, Ryamon Sukuna, Secret Execution, For Myself, Girl of Steel, Start, Fearsome Womb, and Fearsome Womb Part 2. That's a packed first volume.
Secret Execution? Girl of Steel? Fearsome Womb? These chapter titles are not playing around. Who named these, a metal band?
Gijakotami, apparently the most demonic laughing person in manga. But seriously, these titles tell you exactly what kind of series this is, dark, intense, and not apologizing for any of it. Now we're into the actual story. Chapter 1 opens with 2 jujutsu sorcerers scoping out a thermometer shed at Sujisawa Municipal High School in Sendai City. One of them is shocked, a special grade cursed object hidden here?
As Sorcerer 1, you're telling me someone's keeping a special grade cursed object in a place like this? And the other guy just goes, haha. Recovering it should be no problem then.
Famous last words. Cut to, the shed is completely empty. And we get our first real look at our guy, dark hair, glasses, this absolutely dead-eyed expression on the phone getting absolutely roasted by someone.
As the voice on the phone, for real? That's hilarious. And our guy just flatly responds, I'm gonna punch you. I love him already. He has zero patience and I relate deeply.
Double page spread time. And what a spread, we've got our core cast assembled in this dark, ominous illustration. On the left, a blindfolded figure with white spiky hair, a girl in a black uniform, and the dark-haired glasses guy. On the right, our pink-haired protagonist, wrapped in chains, looking intense.
And there's a frog. Just sitting there in the middle. A normal frog. Among all these cursed sorcerers and dark energy. The frog has no notes, the frog is thriving.
That blindfolded white-haired figure on the far left? That's Satoru Gojo, arguably one of the most iconic characters in modern manga. And he's introduced here just casually standing in the dark like it's nothing.
The chains wrapped around Yuji on the right, the dark swirling energy behind them all. Akutami's composition here is gorgeous. Everyone looks like they have a story. Even the frog.
And we close these first 8 pages on a pure white page, just the Jujutsu Kaisen logo in the bottom corner. Clean. Minimal. Like a breath before the plunge.
It's such a deliberate choice, isn't it? After that intense double-page spread, just white space. Silence. It's almost like the manga is saying, take a second, because things are about to get wild.
That's Akutami's pacing instinct right there. The story hasn't even really started yet and already we've felt dread, humor, awe, and now this eerie calm. Jujutsu Kaisen, folks, chapter 1 is just getting warmed up.
I'm already invested and nobody's even thrown a punch yet. Well, except for the guy on the phone who promised to punch someone. I believe him. Stay with us, because this ride is only beginning.
Alright, we're kicking off at Sujisawa Municipal High School number 3, and we meet our protagonist, first-year student Yuji Itadori, looking very intense outside what appears to be the occult research club room.
Wait, right next to the home economics room? That's such a chaotic combination. One door you're learning to bake cookies, the next door, spirits.
Itadori's leaning forward with this fired-up expression going "Are you sure?" while 2 second-year club members, Iguchi and Sasaki, are just nodding solemnly.
And then at the bottom, Iguchi is dead serious going, please reveal an animal that the school council president is weaker than, while Sasaki just quietly chants spirits, spirits. These are the occult researchers, folks.
Yuji's first impression of the supernatural world is 2 upperclassmen doing a spirit seance to roast the student council president. Truly a legendary beginning. Page 2 opens with 4 close-up panels of fingers flipping through something P-R-A-C. It's a crack the knuckle or page flipping sequence, building tension before the big reveal.
And then slam. The school council president bursts in and the whole room erupts. Itadori is absolutely losing it laughing, bwahahaha, while the president is screaming about activity reports.
The council president is laying down the law. We don't have space in this school for clubs like that. Your club didn't submit its activities reports. Meanwhile Itadori is in tears from laughing.
And Sasaki just quietly pushes up her glasses and goes, for the record. I'm actually skilled at Aikido. Girl, that is not the defense you need right now.
But Itadori whispers "I'm gonna kill you" to the council president while giggling, and the president fires back, "Hey, so you really are Mr. Worm." These two clearly have history. The confrontation continues, BAM. Itadori slams something down and tells the council president, "I wouldn't mess with our club members if I was you. Cool as a cucumber."
Then the president hits back immediately, "This is going to be the changing room for the girls' track and field team starting today. So get out." Oh, she is not playing around.
But here's where it gets interesting. Iguchi pulls out what seems like new evidence, some kind of paranormal activity related to the school itself. Itadori immediately asks a bluff?
And then the big atmospheric shift, we cut to the rugby field with a "Do Not Enter" sign. Students getting hospitalized, weird sounds, okay, this just went from comedy to genuinely creepy real fast.
Sasaki explains that physically tough rugby players were getting sick after hearing strange noises and voices on that field. Even Itadori goes quiet with a "yeah." That's our first real hook into the supernatural. Sasaki goes full detective mode here, whipping out a newspaper article from 30 years ago. She's connecting the dots: strange voices, sick players, and a construction company employee named Mr. Yoshida who went missing at this very school.
As Sasaki, that's where this newspaper article from 30 years ago comes in. She looks so proud of herself. She's been waiting to drop this bombshell the entire episode, I can tell.
And it gets darker. Yoshida was in debt, being targeted by loan sharks. Iguchi's eyes go wide, sweating through his glasses as the pieces click together.
Then Sasaki absolutely goes for it. Mr. Yoshida's body is buried at the rugby field. The commotion is a result of his lingering spirit. TADAH. Complete with a dramatic pose. I love her energy.
So the theory is, a man buried in debt, literally buried under the rugby field, and his grudge is what's making people sick. It's wild, but honestly, it tracks. This school has some serious problems. But the council president shuts it all down, stops spreading rumors. This isn't some kid's game. And drops the real bombshell: the occult research club doesn't meet the 3-member minimum to be a real club.
And Itadori just goes with the blankiest face. Meanwhile Sasaki is internally screaming, "I'm such an idiot." She's been pouring her heart into this club and it might not even officially exist.
Then the council president points directly at Yuji Itadori. "You're a member of the track and field team. Not the occult research club." Bam! Called out by name.
But Itadori just casually goes, "I rewrote it." He changed his club application to Occult Research Club. The council president is literally growling, "GRR," at this kid's audacity.
The manga even throws in a fun fact panel about ticks being the official explanation for the sickness, a type of parasite, tick-borne disease. The mundane versus the supernatural, and Itadori just casually blew past all of it. Enter Coach Takagi of the track and field team, and this guy is built like a boulder. He comes storming and calling for Itadori, and suddenly we've got a three-way standoff between the coach, the council president, and Yuji.
Itadori is literally looking between them going, "Which side should I take?" While the coach growls, "Itadori, we need you if we're to take over the country." Sir, this is a high school club, not a military campaign.
Itadori flat out refuses, "Enough already. I said I'm not joining." But Coach Takagi isn't backing down. He proposes a fair fight on the field, and if Itadori wins, the coach backs off.
And then there's the ominous shot of the rugby field with dark shadow swirling around it. Even the council president seems uneasy. Something is very wrong with that field and everyone can feel it.
Itadori grins and says, "Say no more. I accept." But the council president quietly asks, "Isn't it against the rules to change the application?" Nobody's listening. The challenge is on. Meanwhile, completely separate from the school drama, we cut to a mysterious dark-haired young man standing alone at the closed-off rugby field. And perched on the goalpost above him is a cursed spirit. And it is horrifying.
Oh my god, what is that thing? It looks like someone took a lion, melted its face, gave it fangs the size of kitchen knives, and then forgot to finish drawing it. I am genuinely unsettled.
The young man stares up at it completely calm and says, "Is there a dead body buried here or something?" No fear whatsoever. Just academic curiosity in front of a monster.
And then he analyzes it like he's doing a book report. I'd say it's grade 2, but in a place like this, and I wonder if it has anything to do with the cursed object. Grade system for curses. This world has rules.
This is our introduction to the Jujutsu sorcerer side of this story, and the contrast is perfect. One kid is doing shot put challenges with his coach, another is casually grading monsters. We're about to see these two worlds collide. The mysterious sorcerer checks his phone. There's a photo of what looks like a box containing a cursed object, a special grade 1 at that. He mutters what a pain, and realizes the presence is way too strong for this location.
He's completely alone dealing with this. He goes, "It's as though it's right next to me, and far away at the same time." That description is genuinely eerie, like the curse is playing with space itself.
He decides he needs to close off the school entirely. "Once I expel the curse, I'll check every nook and cranny." This guy is methodical, professional. A total contrast to Itadori's chaotic energy.
And then, thud. On the other side of the school, Coach Takagi has thrown a shot put, and Itadori is running toward it. The crowd is cheering. The track coach Mr. Takagi is taking on Itadori from West Junior High.
Two completely different crises unfolding on the same school grounds, a sorcerer hunting a special grade cursed object, and Itadori about to do something absolutely ridiculous with a shot put. And somehow both of these are about to connect. Chapter 1 is just getting started, folks. Alright, so we open on a track and field scene. The crowd is buzzing, people are whispering about Itadori. Apparently the rumors range from Ninja Warrior contestant to reincarnation of Croatian MMA legend Mirko Cro Cop.
Wait, Mirko Cro Cop? In a manga about sorcerers? That is the most random reference and I love it.
And then the PE teacher, Mr. Takagi, basically dares Itadori to throw the shot put however he wants. 14 meters is already on the board.
Itadori just goes, "I'm not sure how to throw this thing, can I just throw it how I want?" Sir, you are already the legend and you don't even know it.
And the coach smirks and says, "Sorry for using a battle of strength against a sprinter." Oh, he has no idea what's coming. Whoosh. One massive full-page panel, that shot put is absolutely launched. The speed lines make it look like a cannonball tearing through reality.
That ball is drawn so dark and heavy it looks like a black hole. I half expected it to swallow the whole school.
And then doink. It lands. Itadori pumps his fist going all right. The crowd is completely shell-shocked, jaws on the floor.
Doink is genuinely the funniest sound effect for something so insane. Like yes, world record throw, doink.
The result? 30 meters. 30. The world record for shot put is around 23 meters. This kid just casually obliterated physics.
And the bystander goes, he threw it like a baseball pitch. Sir, that is not how baseball works either.
Itadori just pats the coach on the back, says nice throw, teach, gotta go, and bounces. Zero ego. Absolute menace.
Then we cut to the occult research club room where this girl, Iguchi, basically offers Yuji a phantom membership. Like, you don't have to do anything, just exist for our club roster. That's so relatable honestly.
And Yuji says he's got his reasons for staying, but he needs to be home by 5. Already there's a hint that something is waiting for him at home. The occult club kids are trembling, literally doing the shaka shaka scared shiver, but Yuji calls them out, you're scared because you like it. And honestly? That's the whole horror fan experience.
That is exactly me at haunted houses. Screaming, crying, but buying the ticket again next year.
Yuji smiles and says the occult research club is really growing on him. Meanwhile the observers from the Jujutsu world are watching and one whispers, I wonder if he's like Zenin-senpai? That's our first hint at the bigger world.
And then it's 4:30 and Yuji panics. He literally shouts it's already 4:30, and bolts. This absolute unit of a human being is scared of being late.
Now we get a tonal shift. The mysterious dark-haired guy who we'll learn is Megumi Fushiguro confronts Yuji. He can feel the cursed object's presence getting stronger. Something dangerous is nearby.
And Yuji just zooms past him. Fushiguro goes GAH. How the heck is he so fast? Meanwhile Yuji is just trying to make curfew.
Fushiguro chases him all the way to Sujisawa Hospital. And the caption reveals Yuji runs the 50-meter dash in 3 seconds. 3 seconds.
Fushiguro's reaction face is everything. What is he, a car? My man is not wrong. Usain Bolt does it in 5. Yuji is built different.
We're now inside the hospital. Yuji visits his grandfather, an old man in a hospital bed who calls out, Yuji. I have some final words for you. The mood gets heavy fast.
Oh no. Oh no no no. Final words is never a good sign. I already feel it.
Grandpa tries to talk about Yuji's parents, but Yuji immediately shuts it down, stop, I don't care. There's real pain there. And Grandpa keeps trying to play it cool, shaking dramatically, wanting to go out in style.
As Yuji, voicing him, will you stop trying to act all cool before you die? Just be your usual self, okay? Ugh, that line hits so hard. He's scared and hiding it with tough love.
And Grandpa slams the bed and keeps insisting a man wants to go out in style, you know? Even at the end, this old man has swagger. You gotta respect it. The grandfather's final message comes through in pieces, stop wasting time at a sad place like this, don't buy flowers for me, save your money. He's gruff but every word is love.
And then Yuji admits he only comes so often because he's bored, and Grandpa snaps back a stress-free life, huh? TCH. These two are so alike it hurts.
Then the grandfather grabs Yuji's hand and delivers the core of it, you're a strong kid, so, help people. Simple. Direct. No grand philosophy. Just, help people.
And the way it's spread across multiple panels, you may feel lost. Don't expect gratitude. Just help them. Just whenever you can. It doesn't have to be all the time. I'm not crying, you're crying.
And the final words land, don't end up like me. When it's your time to go, make sure you're surrounded by others. The grandfather is dying alone in a hospital room. That's the wound underneath everything.
That is the origin story right there. That one line explains who Yuji Itadori is and why he fights the way he does. Gijakutami, you absolute genius.
Yuji calls out Grandpa? But the old man has gone quiet. The flowers sit on the windowsill. Then a nurse's intercom crackles, "Mr. Itadori?" The chapter leaves us right on that edge.
In just these 8 pages we went from shot-put records and Mirko Crow cop jokes to one of the most emotionally devastating grandfather scenes in shonen manga. That tonal range is insane.
That's Jujutsu Kaisen, folks. It'll make you laugh, then sucker punch you right in the heart. And we're only on chapter 1. Alright, we open at Sujisawa Hospital. And right off the bat, the very first line hits you like a truck: "My grandpa is dead."
Wow, no warm-up, no intro, just, BAM. Grandpa's gone. Gijokutami does not ease you in gently.
And look at Yuji here, signing paperwork at the reception desk, completely composed. He even says, "My grandpa would be mad if I moped around, so I'll just have to laugh while I burn him up."
How can you say that? Oh wait, that's literally what the person next to him says too. Even the side character is shook.
But then this mysterious figure in all black walks up and goes, "Yuji Itadori, correct?" And just like that, our story really begins. And here he is officially introduced as Megumi Fushiguro, first-year student at Jujutsu High School. He wastes zero time. "The cursed object you have is extremely dangerous. Hand it over right away."
And Yuji's just standing there like, "Who are you?" "I'm mourning." "Sir, you were literally laughing about cremation 2 seconds ago."
Fushiguro pulls out his phone and shows Yuji a photo of the box, the cursed object. And then we get this ominous caption: "Nationally, over 10,000 unexplained deaths and missing persons annually."
10,000? Every year? And nobody's talking about this? That's a whole city worth of people just vanishing.
Yuji's response? "I don't really mind giving it back, but my fellow club members have taken a liking to it." Fushiguro just goes, "And honestly, same, Fushiguro. Same." Now Fushiguro starts explaining the whole curse system, and we get our first good look at a cursed spirit, this grotesque, spider-eye creature. Nightmare fuel, right there.
Okay, that thing has way too many eyes and not nearly enough face. Gij, why? Why?
Fushiguro explains that curses are born from negative human emotions: pain, regret, humiliation. And places where crowds gather, like schools and hospitals, become hotbeds for this energy.
So every school in Japan is basically haunted? Great. That explains so much about my high school experience actually.
And the object Yuji's club found is a talisman, a cursed object used to deflect other curses. Yuji just blinks and goes, "A talisman?" He's taking this remarkably well for a guy who just lost his grandpa. Fushiguro keeps laying down the lore: the more evil packed into a cursed object, the more it repels other curses. Poison fighting poison. But over time, the seal weakens and the talisman transforms.
And we see this gorgeous dark panel of a spider web, the cursed energy just radiating off it. The art here is genuinely stunning.
Then Fushiguro drops the bombshell: the object at Yuji's school is categorized as special grade. The most dangerous classification. And he says, "Hand it over. Before anyone dies."
Special grade. That's the top tier. And Yuji just goes, "Like I said, I don't care," and SHUP, slides the box right back.
The audacity of this boy. Fushiguro is standing there having just explained death and curses, and Yuji's like, "Nope, not my problem. I love him already." Fushiguro opens the box and it's empty. The finger is already gone. His cursed energy trail led him here, but the contents have already been taken by Yuji's occult research club.
The look on Fushiguro's face. He's doing the anime eye twitch of pure dread. Like he just realized everything is about to go very, very wrong.
Yuji grabs him and says, "You better explain this to my friends." And then they're both yelling, "Where are the members? Where do they live? The occult research club has it."
They're having a full chaotic screaming match in a hospital hallway. Someone in the background just asks what's wrong. "Sir, everything is wrong. Everything is on fire."
The stakes hit critical mass here. Yuji reveals his club mentioned peeling off the seal tonight at school. Fushiguro's expression just breaks.
He looks like he aged 10 years in one panel. Those wide, hollow eyes, is that bad? Oh honey. Oh no.
Fushiguro's answer is devastating in its simplicity: it's not just bad. They'll die. And we cut to a shot of the school at night, completely dark and ominous.
And we see fingers clutching that unwrapped finger, covered in cursed markings, going CHK CHK. That sound effect alone gave me chills. The threat is real and it is here.
Meanwhile, we cut to the occult research club inside the school at night, candles lit, sitting at a desk like they're doing a seance. One of them is struggling to peel the seal off the finger.
As host_B voicing the girl, did we really need to sneak into school for this? I can't get it off. And the guy's like, the atmosphere is important with stuff like this. These two are so doomed.
And she genuinely says, I know nothing's going to happen. Famous last words. The seal peels off FOMP, and out tumbles a human finger.
A human finger. Just sitting there on the classroom floor. Dried up and ancient and absolutely cursed. I would have left the country immediately.
Fushiguro and Yuji are sprinting to the school, and Fushiguro explains that normally, someone without cursed energy can't remove a seal. But this object is too powerful and the seal too old.
So the club kids basically got lucky in the worst possible way. And now there's a fully manifested curse, eyes everywhere, writhing in the hallway, right next to those poor students.
Yuji's friend looks at the monster and just goes, is it real, while the girl stands frozen. And Yuji himself is thinking, I still don't get what he means by cursed. I hope he's not just some crazy guy.
Buddy, there is a monster in your classroom. I think the crazy guy theory is off the table now.
And the page ends with a massive SHOF, both Yuji and Fushiguro bursting into action, charging toward the school. The chapter is about to explode. Alright, we're picking up the action right here. Itadori is outside the school building and he can feel it. Something massive and wrong is radiating from inside. Look at that pressure wave coming off him.
He literally says, what's this pressure? And I love that even he is shaken. This kid can bench a steel beam, but this curse energy is making him tingle all over.
And then Fushiguro, the dark-haired guy in the uniform, just coldly says you stay here and starts running toward the clubroom.
As Itadori, but they're my friends. It's only been a couple months, but I have to do something to help. Ugh, my heart. He barely knows these people and he's already willing to die for them.
That's exactly what makes Itadori special. He doesn't calculate risk. He just feels and acts. And that tension between him wanting to charge in and Fushiguro's cold stay here is such a great character contrast right from the jump. Page 34 now, and we cut inside the school corridor. The hallway is dark, oppressive, and something is making that heavy tunk-tunk sound as it walks toward the trapped students.
Oh no, there's a girl with glasses cornered, and this grotesque little curse creature is right next to her, muttering about a clock? The hour hand points to 11. What is this thing even saying?
And then we get the big close-up, this horrifying, bulbous-faced curse with one giant eye just staring and asking what time, is it now? That's genuinely unsettling. It's obsessed with time for some reason.
Then Fushiguro arrives and the girl, Iguchi, just breaks down. Iguchi. Thank God. She's trembling so hard. Poor thing has been sitting there with that thing this whole time.
And Fushiguro, cool as ever, just goes, where were you, already piecing together the situation. No panic, pure calculation. This guy is built different. Page 35 opens with the most nightmare-fuel image yet, this massive curse with a face that's basically just a pile of fleshy lumps and multiple eyes all over its head, screaming BROB. Akutami really said, let me ruin everyone's sleep.
I am not okay with that design. Like, where does it end and where does it begin? And it's still asking, what time is it? This thing is broken in the head and terrifying.
Fushiguro realizes fast, the curse's presence isn't just in the clubroom anymore. It's spread all over the building. He mutters, did it already escape the clubroom? And you can see Itadori spotting it from outside the window.
And then this creepy black tentacle-like curse body just starts slurping along the hallway floor. The sound effects in this manga are doing so much heavy lifting.
Fushiguro's on the stairs, Itadori's leaping at the window, these two are converging on the same monster from different angles. The tension is perfectly orchestrated here. Now this is a moment. Page 36, Fushiguro slaps his own hands together, dead-eyed, says you're in my way to the curse, and then summons his Shikigami. Divine dogs.
Divine dogs. A black one and a white one just materialize from his hands with this huge VWOM energy. I genuinely screamed the first time I read this. Fushiguro has wolves.
The white divine dog is just magnificent. It lunges with full ferocity while Fushiguro grabs the black one. And then he looks dead into the curse's eyes and says, "Go ahead, you want to do the honors?"
As Fushiguro, completely flat and terrifying, go and feast. No hesitation. No drama. Just, go eat this monster. I love him so much and he scares me equally.
The contrast between his completely blank expression and the absolute chaos his Shikigami are about to unleash is peak Fushiguro. Cold on the outside, devastating on the inside. And here we get the emotional core of the chapter. Page 37 pulls us out of the action entirely. Itadori is standing alone outside, his hands trembling, and the word death fills the entire middle of the page in massive bold letters.
Oh wow, this is such a tonal shift. From monsters and action to just a teenager confronting his own mortality. His hands are shaking. He's thinking about his grandpa.
His internal monologue is beautiful and brutal at the same time. He thinks, "I cried because I was sad, not scared. I wonder if Grandpa was scared of death. No, probably not. I'm afraid of dying."
And then he connects it, Grandpa's death and the death I face now, how are they different? He can literally feel death emanating from the school building. That's not metaphor. That's his actual cursed energy perception.
This page is why Jujutsu Kaisen hits differently. It doesn't just throw cool fights at you. It makes you sit with a kid who's genuinely terrified and genuinely brave at the same time. That's real writing. Page 38 Grandpa's last words echo over the darkness, "You're a strong kid, so, help people." And that's all Itadori needs. The divine dogs are already tearing through curses in the hallways, POW.
Fushiguro is running with his dogs, more curses keep popping up, and he just goes, "It's close, more curses." This school has become a full-on haunted house and he's speedrunning it.
The action panels here are so kinetic, Fushiguro diving, the white divine dog sliding on the floor, curses scattering. And then, found EM. He spots the students.
Grandpa's words really are the whole thesis of Itadori as a character, aren't they? He's not fighting because of ideology or destiny. He's fighting because a dying old man told him to be kind. That's it. That's enough.
Page 39 and things go from bad to horrifying in one panel. That massive curse, the big lumpy multi-eyed one, has wrapped itself around both students. It's absorbing them, gloop, pulling them in.
The girl with glasses is being slowly swallowed. You can see her face half submerged in that disgusting curse flesh. Glub glub glub, those sound effects are making me physically ill, well done Akutami.
Fushiguro's eyes go wide, "I'm too late." And then he realizes what it's doing. The curse is trying to swallow the students and the cursed object all at once to power itself up.
As Fushiguro, horrified, is it trying to swallow the cursed object and the students all at once? And then we get these haunting text boxes, Grandpa was short-tempered and stubborn. No one went to see him besides me. Don't end up like me, huh?
That parallel between Grandpa dying alone and these kids about to be consumed, Itadori can't let it happen. He can't let people die alone and unseen. That's his wound. That's his motivation. Everything clicks into place right here. The final page, page 40, and it is explosive. Crash! Itadori comes flying through the 4th floor window feet first, slamming into the curse mid-absorption. The whole hallway erupts.
Fushiguro's face. He's screaming at Itadori? This is the 4th floor. The absolute disbelief, this absolute unit of a human just leapt to the 4th floor because his friends needed him.
And as Itadori crashes through, everything slows down. He looks at the chaos around him, at the curse, at the trapped students, and he thinks quietly, "I think you died peacefully, Grandpa."
Oh, that line. He's making peace with his grandfather's death in the middle of crashing through a window to fight a demon. The emotional range of this boy.
And that's where we leave it. Itadori has arrived, Fushiguro is stunned, the curse is still active, and everything is about to change. Because in the next few pages, Itadori is going to make the most reckless decision of his life. Stay tuned. Alright, page 41 kicks off with absolute chaos. A grotesque curse is literally slurping around in the school hallway, and it screams, "This is not a natural death," which is not something you expect on a Tuesday.
The slurp sound effect alone is sending me. That thing looks like someone's nightmare got up and started walking around.
And then shoop, Fushiguro slides in like he's done this 100 times, eyes sharp, completely locked in. There's a zing as he moves, and then the curse asks, "What time is it now?" which is honestly the creepiest thing a monster can say.
And Fushiguro's answer is just a massive whack to the face. No words. Just fists. I respect it.
Page 43, after the dust settles, Fushiguro walks out all cool and goes, "Normally I'd be pissed, but good job." Meanwhile Itadori is just catching his breath like phew.
Why were you acting all high and mighty? He literally just survived his first curse encounter. Give the guy a trophy.
Then Fushiguro drops the lore: most people can't see curses, except near death or in special places. He introduces his Shikigami, and Itadori just goes question mark like a question mark floating over his head.
And then Itadori casually says he's never actually seen a ghost before. Bro just watched monsters eat a curse and his takeaway is, first time I guess. Incredible energy.
Fushiguro hits him with the sobering line, people actually die. Simple. Heavy. This kid is already carrying something. Page 44 gives us our first real look at Megumi Fushiguro's philosophy. He says, and this is a big one: if they have to die, then I want them to do so in the best way possible. For the people he knows.
That's actually really beautiful and really dark at the same time. He's not trying to save everyone. He's just trying to make sure the people he cares about don't die badly.
Then he holds up the cursed finger, the special grade cursed object, Ryaman Sukuna. Or at least part of it. And both Itadori and the girl go, "I don't really get it either," simultaneously.
Even the characters are confused by the lore dump. Relatable. And then Fushiguro just goes, "Forget it. It's dangerous. Hand it over." Like a tired older sibling.
Page 45, Fushiguro yells "run," and immediately things go sideways. A massive Shikigami wolf crashes into Itadori, wham, and that bird creature, swoops in from the side.
The art here is insane. That wolf Shikigami slamming into the hallway, debris flying everywhere, doom. You can feel the weight of it through the page.
And then Itadori, instead of running, shouts Fushiguro, and dives back in to grab him. The guy was told to run and his first instinct is to go back for someone he just met.
That right there is protagonist energy. Pure, uncut, straight from the source.
Page 46, Fushiguro summons this massive chimera-like creature that fills the entire top panel. It's enormous, spiky, and looks absolutely terrifying. The RRRMBB rumble is almost audible.
That thing is huge. It barely fits in the hallway. How is Fushiguro casually commanding something that looks like it crawled out of the underworld?
He calls it out, "calm as you please," and it arroos back like an obedient attack dog. Then Fushiguro punches the curse directly in the face. Just raw knuckles, no technique.
The VOO sound effect as charges forward and then that close-up of the curse's creepy round eyes right in your face. Akutami-sensei really said, "Let me make sure nobody sleeps tonight."
Page 46 continues into 47, the fight explodes out of the building entirely. BLAM. The curse and Fushiguro burst through the school wall and we get this gorgeous wide shot of the school exterior.
They literally broke through the school. And there's Itadori's Shikigami drooping sadly in the corner like, "I tried my best." That little dog is so pitiful and I love it.
Fushiguro takes a wham to the face, blood splattering, and you can see him grit through it. NGH. But the Shikigami are flagging. The incantation's time is running out.
And he admits it, "Damn it, I can't think straight." For someone so composed, that's basically him screaming in panic. Things are not going well.
Page 47, the battle has moved to the rooftop. Clashes with the curse mid-air in this spectacular splash, debris raining down on the school grounds below. Woohoo!
The scale of this fight. They're tearing apart a school rooftop. And Fushiguro is just losing. His incantation ran out. The Shikigami are fading. He's alone.
He's down on one knee, the curse is still going, and you can see him desperately trying to reform his hand signs. SHF SHF. My incantation's time ran out. Damn it, I can't think straight.
This is the moment where most shonen protagonists show up to save the day, right? Right?
Page 48, and there he is. Itadori Yuji launches himself into the curse with a full whack, raw physical strength sending the thing flying. Fushiguro is stunned, what raw strength?
He came back. He actually came back. Fushiguro told him to run and this absolute unit just punched a cursed spirit into next week with his bare hands.
Fushiguro grabs him, I thought I told you to run. And Itadori just goes forget it. Then adds, I'd be having nightmares if I left now. Besides, I want to help people.
And then the curse itself grins and says, I've actually got quite the curse myself. Which is ominous. Very ominous. But Itadori just said he wants to help people, and that's it. That's our hero.
No grand speech, no destiny talk. Just a kid who can't sleep with a clear conscience if he walks away. That's the heart of Jujutsu Kaisen right there, folks. Alright, page 50 opens with pure chaos. Itadori is dodging a massive curse spirit, this thing is all teeth and claws, lunging at him outside a school building. The sound effects are screaming wham across the whole panel.
That creature is hideous. Like someone took a shark, crossed it with a nightmare, and gave it too many legs. I love it.
And then, Krak Itadori fires back with a punch that sends the thing reeling. The kid hits like a freight train, no cursed energy, just pure physical force.
But then the dark-haired guy in the uniform shows up in the corner panel looking dead serious, and he says, it doesn't matter how strong you are. Oh, that's ominous. Who is this guy?
That's Megumi Fushiguro, and trust me, he's about to drop some world building on us that changes everything. Page 51, Megumi finishes his thought with the line that basically defines this entire series, a curse can only be exorcised by another curse. Meanwhile Itadori just got slammed into the ground, the wham impact is drawn beautifully.
Okay, so normal punches don't work on these things? That's actually a terrifying concept. You can't fight the supernatural with just muscles.
Exactly. And then we get this quiet, almost exhausted panel, Megumi sitting beside a knocked-out Itadori on the ground, the dust settling around them. It's weirdly tender for a battle scene.
And then a girl and another guy run up and they're like, hurry up and get out of here before we all die, and you're the only one who can carry those two to safety. The urgency is real.
Meanwhile Megumi's bleeding out going GGUH and Itadori has the nerve to say coulda told me sooner. Buddy, you were unconscious. Page 52, now we get the exposition dump, but Gij delivers it mid-action so it doesn't feel slow at all. Megumi explains the curse is targeting Sukuna's finger because it wants to eat it and gain more cursed energy.
So the monster is literally trying to power up by eating a severed finger. This series is wild from page 1, huh?
Megumi then turns to Itadori and basically tells him to get lost, someone like you with no cursed energy will just get in the way. Then he adds, you just seem like you want to die anyway.
Wow, Megumi really said I don't have time to babysit civilians and fight a demon. Cold but fair, honestly.
But then Itadori gets that dangerous glint in his eye and goes, I just need some cursed energy, right, and starts rustling around in his pocket, and the bottom panel shows him shoving Sukuna's finger into his mouth. What? Page 53, Megumi absolutely loses it. He's screaming don't. You idiot, and honestly his face has never been more expressive than in this moment.
I mean, the correct response when someone is about to eat a cursed demon finger is definitely to yell. Megumi is a reasonable person.
Too late. We get this wide overhead panel. Itadori has already swallowed it, and we hear a sickening gulp echoing across the courtyard. Megumi is frozen in horror across from him.
And then, bam bam bam, the cursed spirit goes absolutely berserk, crashing into Itadori. Megumi's inner monologue is panicking, he'll die for sure. That's a special grade cursed object. A lethal poison.
But then his eyes go wide and blank, the 1,000-yard stare, and he whispers 1 in a million, but there's a chance. This is the moment everything hinges on. Page 54 is a double spread and it earns every inch. The curse is laughing maniacally, fills the entire left side, while Itadori gets completely engulfed by it, the monster's body crashing over him like a wave.
That laugh is so creepy. It's drawn with this wild, jagged energy, you can almost hear it. And poor Itadori just looks like he's getting eaten alive.
But then, in the small panels at the bottom, something shifts. The curse leans in close to Itadori's face, grinning, going hee hee. Like it's savoring the moment.
And then boom, something explodes out of Itadori's body and punches the cursed spirit square in the chest. Megumi's watching from the side with this completely unreadable expression.
That's not Itadori anymore. Something just woke up inside him. The 1 in a million chance just happened. Page 56, the worst-case scenario has officially arrived. Megumi narrates it himself, the special-grade cursed object has incarnated. Ryaman Sukuna has taken over Itadori's body.
And look at that design. The tattoo-like markings all over his skin, the extra eyes on his face, this is not Itadori anymore. This is something ancient and terrifying wearing his body like a suit.
Sukuna's first words? He looks around and goes, where are the people? The women, and then complains a cursed spirit's flesh is no fun. He's already bored and disappointed. What a villain introduction.
He sounds like someone who just got to a party and found out the snacks are bad. Except the snacks are human lives and I need to lie down.
And the final panels, Sukuna looking out over the quiet neighborhood, whispering about women and children spawning like maggots. He calls this a wonderful age. The king of curses has arrived, folks. Page 57 is a full-page spread, Sukuna standing on a rooftop with his arms spread wide, looking out over a peaceful residential neighborhood lit up at night. He just says one word, marvelous.
The contrast is what gets me. All those cozy little houses with their lights on, families inside, and then this thing standing over them like a god who just found his playground.
And then the bottom panel zooms in on that grinning face, all those markings, those wild eyes, and he declares, it'll be a massacre.
I'm genuinely unsettled. Like, Gitch drew that smile with so much joy and it is deeply wrong. The shading on his face, the way his hands are raised, he is thrilled about this.
This is the page where you understand why Sukuna is the king of curses. Not because he's powerful, but because he loves it. That's scarier than any monster. Page 58, and just when you think we're about to watch a massacre, something incredible happens. Sukuna snaps to attention SHP, and someone is shouting at him from below.
Wait, is that Itadori? Is Itadori somehow still in there fighting back?
Yes. From down the street, we hear, what do ya think you're doing with my body? Give it back. Itadori is screaming at his own body from wherever his consciousness is right now.
Sukuna just goes HUH, like he's genuinely confused that the host is talking back. And honestly that tracks, I don't think anyone's ever had the audacity to yell at Sukuna before.
And then Itadori just casually explains, it is my body, you know. I'm kinda like Two-Face. And Sukuna stares back going, how are you able to move, while Itadori grins, I can suppress it. What a way to end the chapter, our boy just stood up to the king of curses on day 1. Okay, so here we go, the dark-haired sorcerer, Megumi, squares up and shouts don't move, and Yuji is just standing there looking absolutely feral with those curse markings crawling all over his face.
He looks terrifying. Like, I would not be standing that calmly if someone was pointing a cursed technique at me. Yuji is built different.
And then Megumi drops the official line under Jujutsu regulations. I will exorcise, this is a formal death sentence being handed down right here.
Wait, Yuji just goes huh? That's his reaction? The man is about to be exorcised and he says HUH?
And the final gut punch, Megumi finishes it, you're no longer human. The curse known as Yuji Itadori. And that bottom panel of Yuji's face, cracked and marked, staring right at us? That's our protagonist, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jujutsu Kaisen. And right after that heavy moment, we get a character profile page for Yuji Itadori. He's 173 centimeters tall, weighs 80 kilograms, but his body fat is in the single digits. This guy is basically a walking tank.
Single-digit body fat? Okay, I need his workout routine immediately. Also he's just sitting there all huddled up looking sad after being called a curse. My heart.
Some fun facts here, he loves TV, has a huge repertoire of, quote, half-cocked impersonations, and he is not picky with food. The author adds in parentheses, after all, he ate a finger. No big deal, just a finger.
The way that is written so casually. He ate a finger, haha. Gijakutami, what is wrong with you and why do I love this manga so much?
And the last note says he's not really a hoodie guy, he just wears it because he can be indecisive. Even his fashion choices are a little tragic. This profile perfectly sets up who Yuji is: strong, goofy, and carrying way more than he bargained for.